So, what are people's thoughts on that? So go ahead and vote. I guess it's okay if people don't want to talk about it further. That's fine. But it's line 126. And it looks like the motion has passed. Not everybody wrote their name down yet, but there's already 5 of us.
Dan, what's your position?
Are you still there, Dan?
No, he's not.
Oh, yeah, I just noticed he's not here. Must have got disconnected or something. Well, hopefully he comes back soon. Anyhow, the motion is passed though. Any further thoughts? No? Okay. That's cool. So an EcoSoc financing working group will be set up with Keith, Guillaume, Bjorn, and Bastian, and Thomas as well. So go at it, guys.
We will.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
No problem. And if there's any, sorry, go ahead, Guillaume.
I was just saying you're welcome, and let's make it happen.
Yeah.
And well, without any precedent or whatever decision, I propose that Bjorn might get the lead for it.
Excuse me, can you repeat that, please?
I'd say you've got a lead on this one.
Okay.
Very cool. And if you guys, if there's anything I can do to help you guys out with it, just let me know. Reach out to me anytime. I don't have a lot of knowledge on this kind of thing, but either way, if there's anything I can do, don't hesitate to ask.
Think we will all do, but just some technical stuff, as some people being on the working group might have to address organizations, those being on the team who do not have a PPI International address should have one soon.
Good
That
stuff.
would be nice.
All right, is everybody good to move on? Or we have some, I guess this is part of the same agenda item, technically, the UN stuff, but we have the annual ground pass approvals.
So if I can just fill in real quick.
Yep.
So just really quickly, what we did before is we did temporary ground passes, and we have a few people that want to have the annual passes, meaning they'll go often. And we're already halfway through the year, so we should do this soon. And so I'm just going to review those people. That's Liz Gorski and doctors, both of them are PhDs, Ohad Barsimantov and Ohad Shemtov, and no, they're not related. Just coincidental name. But they're both from our pirate party. And also in Geneva, Bjorn, who just spoke. Others to consider are Marketa and Thomas G. Marketa expressed interest, and I asked her for her information, waiting for a response. and Thomas. And also, as I'll talk about later, for other events, you don't need a ground pass necessarily for other events around the world that they do with ECOSOC. But for the time being, I just want to get the approval for the annual passes for all of these people. So are there any objections to all of these people?
Nope. Not for me, anyway.
Not from me neither.
So no objections at all.
Excellent.
So I believe that this is just anonymously.
Yeah.
Great. Guillaume, I'm going to need to do separate letters. I'll prepare each of those letters and send it to you by email, and you have to sign again. Send back to me, okay?
Just rethinking. There was one person from Geneva, French speaking, female. I haven't got her name at hand by now. She wanted to help us out on some lobbying stuff. I believe Guillaume, you know her well, or more well than me.
Micheline?
Micheline, yeah.
Yeah, we can reach out to her as well.
I believe we've all met her in Geneva. Would anybody object having her on the list as well?
No need to add her on the list. She'll come
Okay.
sit with us.
Okay, no problem. You know, just bring it up because it was on the agenda somehow or from the past.
Yes.
Sounds great, guys.
Yeah, and people, we should not forget, we do have Dr. Michael Berndt, who's helping us out on the energy sector, and he's quite busy, and he's got invitations to embassies, etc. at the moment. Hope to have him on board soon and giving us results or whatever reports he might do. And plus, he's eager to help us out with even some text for, so to say, a web page.
Cool.
Okay. I think we're done with the annual passes. Can I bring up the next issue?
Yep.
So upcoming events, I've brought this up again and again. I just want to bring it up formally one more time. You see those two links I put on line 160. One is the main events, and the other one is all the events around the world that take place and we can participate in. And so please review. This is an open call to all pirates, not just our board members. To please review those two websites, look at events that might be in your neighborhood, and let us know if you can participate. Okay, we want to make sure we have a presence at as many events as possible.
Thanks a lot for the latter link. That's the one I haven't found yet.
Good stuff. Oh, Ray has something to say?
Oh, I have a question. Keith, did you mean that we could tweet and Facebook these links and ask people to see if there's something they would like to participate in our name?
I'm a bit weary about doing it in such a public tweet. I would prefer we send it, for example, in PP Leaders, as I've done already.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you.
And also on the Facebook group PP admin.
Oh,
Could you repeat that?
That's still in existence?
Yeah. And also
Guillaume,
the Facebook group PPI.
Sorry?
And also our Facebook group, Pirate Parties International.
Oh, I see.
You know what'll be awesome? When we can all stop using Facebook for this stuff and use Pursuance instead. Just saying.
+1.
Okay, Keith, is there any more about that you wanted to talk about?
Not that, but one last thing on the UN stuff. We did some searching about grants. And so we came up with an idea of a startup initiative that we could perhaps apply for funding for. It kind of grew on this.
Voice lost.
Sorry, one of the themes of the ECOSOC conference was trilateral triangular collaboration, meaning that we get 3 countries, for example, to collaborate together on a project. And with this in mind, we thought of setting up an online free mobile application that everyone can use to promote democracy and transparency. So if anyone's interested in this startup, working together with us on it, please contact me.
That's awesome. Thank you. Everybody ready to move on?
Seconded.
Okay, now we are on GA stuff.
Which line is that?
On the pad, that is line 182.
Thank you.
So we have to plan a GA. And it's been a while since we had this conversation, but I believe we were talking about having an actual physical GA with more people like physically being present in the same space.
Yeah.
That's what I remember anyway.
Yeah, fourth quarter of the year, and deadlines given for early July. As for the application.
Okay, so now we need somebody. We need a like a national party to take this on then.
Yeah, and I believe we should use some resending whatever to push it using our social medias, etc. Because I believe even some parties do not read the rest.
Yeah.
Can I ask a couple of questions, Bailey?
Of course.
So we are talking about number one, a GA for the beginning of July this year.
Nope. Fourth quarter of the year. Deadlines given for application early July.
Thank you. And the second, you said something about using social media, but that's all the words that I heard. So could you please repeat?
Yeah, well, I'll put it simple. I believe the best way to reach out to our members is using whatever social media we've got to get it as broad as possible. Making it simple, because the rest, I believe, some just do not read.
Okay, so could you help me after this meeting finding whatever is written about it from before, and I will start pushing it on social media for us.
Yeah, well, the easiest way to get for it is it's on our webpage.
Could you repeat that?
The easiest way to get to the main information, it's on our webpage. It's on the web on PPI.
Oh, okay, thank you. That's it. Sorry to interrupt, Bailey.
No, you're not interrupting. It's what we're all here for. All right. So anything else on GA other than we need to get this out there and hopefully somebody will be interested in having a GA in their country?
Yes.
No, that's pretty much it for now, eh? All right. So I guess we move on then?
Seconded.
Proceed.
Okay, so now the next on the list is Redmine. Decisions that were on Redmine. Decisions partially from Redmine, a lot of them obsolete by now.
Sorry, if I can just add one point from before, the applications for membership from new parties. Can I just clarify until when? So new parties, I want to make sure we have a few parties that want to apply for the next GA. Until when they have to get that in by?
As to my remembrance, 4 weeks before. So the earliest, the better.
Okay.
The actual wording is 30 days.
Okay, that's the exact wording, yeah. So it's a month.
Okay. All right, so Redmine.
A lot of these are old things that we kind of really don't need to discuss. I just kind of wanted to get them out there since we got Redmine back, and I wanted to review everything that was there, and I added some new stuff. So one thing I just want to bring up that you saw in my emails was the Lime survey, which I'm now trying to use, and I'd love for the rest of you to get involved with it too. But one question, I'm still not able to use it. I'm not able to create surveys, so I guess I'll be working with Bastian to do an example.
All right, sounds good.
We will solve the problem. Don't worry about that.
All right, so is there anything on that list that needs discussion?
I think a lot of it is just stuff that we're all still working on and just to keep in the back of our minds. I don't have anything else besides that one issue I just wanted to bring up for us to discuss.
Yeah, same with me. The only thing I have is the old database for individual members. That's a thing, though I have looked for it on whatever information I gathered, I haven't found.
I have a copy, and I'm going to send you now a copy of it offline.
Okay, thanks a lot. And by the way, just as for an info, as for the financial parts, which involves us, I try to get those away from any kind of email, except that Redmine is using email. But I'd like to have that on Redmine, so each and every information will be available for the future.
But just
And
one
that's,
comment.
that to be said on first view. Sorry, Keith.
Sorry. Part of our database can be public, but part of it is not public information. So we'll have to make a public version.
I do know.
And I believe we're gonna have to go through the GDPR hoops and loops.
Yeah, that's IT stuff, 7.
Yeah, maybe I can comment something to Redmine.
Of course.
Yeah, it was like a jigsaw puzzle to get it together, and we were quite sure that we get every information back, but it's not a guarantee. If you miss something, yeah, sorry about that. The database was corrupted, and we did our very best to reinstall that in a new version. Please look on your entries and so on, and you have to replace it by yourself. That's the only thing we can support. That if you have questions, and we can look in the corrupt database, whether that we can find something. That's all what we can do. But I think we have about 60 projects back and a lot of stuff which is maybe obsolete at that moment. But I think you have in a working instance you can use. Thank you.
Bastian, just to relieve your conscience for a lot, because I've had also a look through of the rat mine, and it is always almost about the way it was transferred. So if there is information got lost, it is just mine information, like problem resolved. So I believe, thank you for your work.
Thank you very much for having salvaged Red Mine.
Yes, thank you very much for that and for all of your work in general. We know that you work your ass off on this, you and tech team there, and we do see it and we appreciate it very much. So thank you. All right. So anything else on Red Mine to discuss? No? All right. So I guess we'll move on then. The next on the list is we have a list of tasks here. A lot of this stuff has been here for a while.
Yeah, most of it is just in it, and we just need to remind for parts of it, like podcasts, the video campaign, that we need to do some work on it. And I believe most of it is just being in work, and it's back on Redmine as well.
We should add our newsletter as a task that's missing from our list. We'll do that.
Yeah, and just as a reminder, as if we use Redmine in the future, we should refer to Redmine if there is a task given, at least given the number so we can find it. That just, well, for the, so to say, for the minutes, that we just remember if there's a task, we should have it in the minutes so it can be found, vice versa.
I just copy and pasted the table actually to get this list.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, sounds good.
And Keith, I saw the intention, and the intention was good. That's well, just a +1 for you.
Just one comment though, if I can just bring to the public, we need more volunteers to do all these things. We got a lot of projects that we just kind of ran out of volunteer time and energy to finish them. And so please, I don't know, we're going to think, especially with our upcoming GA, how to get more volunteers that can help us out in doing projects so not too much falls on the board.
Yeah, actually, I was thinking the exact same thing, Keith, and this is something that we've all talked about before. I know Ray has talked about it quite a bit. We do need more volunteers, and we actually Ray and I had this conversation with our Finnish friends actually about, I don't know what it is, but there seems to be this idea that the board is responsible for everything that PPI does, and it's just not realistic, and it's not a healthy way to do things. There's no way that the board, which is what, 6 of us, 7 of us, there's no way that we can take on all of these things. And if people want to see stuff happen with PPI, especially on a consistent basis, we need more people to get involved. We need more people to do things and help us with this stuff. I mean, it would be great if we could make it all happen, but we can't. And that's something that people really need to understand, is we need them to help. This isn't just the board does everything. We're a board, you know? I just had to make that point. Ray?
Yeah, this is a universal challenge for anybody who works in activism or volunteerism, if that's even a word. People have sat down and almost refuse to get up and do something. We still have a quite a large active contingent in the pirate movement, those are the critics. They can spend a whole lot of time criticizing others for what they do, but they're not participating positively in any way, shape, or form. I don't know if well, we need volunteers, as everybody else needs volunteers. It's just so difficult to get them started. So the discussion in the PPI board should be, how do we get people to start participating again? And the only solution or future solution I can come up with is that we really put our forces together to get the membership activist meetings up and running, so that we can drag people into our web and inspire them to take part in projects. And I'll be working with Bailey in this fall, trying to make that happen. Our hope is to get some, well, semi-famous people in with interesting subjects, and see if we can well, get some more volunteers. Thank you.
A big plus one for your words. I believe a plus an additional comment on it. We just need to show we're doing good things, and that way we just need positive reports on our webpage or elsewhere, so that people can see, oh well, there are results, there's stuff going on. Even if it's minor stuff, even some minor stuff, it might be the big thing afterwards. And I know a lot of people are going around, like me in Bastian, for example, Germany, for example, and using each and every opportunity to call up for volunteers. Just knowing, I know Björn is still here, and I know our doctor on the energy part will attend our General Assembly, and I would just ask them, even from the PPI board, to maybe represent the PPI. At that time, try to deliver a promotional, so to say, speech to get other people being involved, those attending the General Assembly. Maybe it helps as well.
Yeah, for sure. It's like everybody loves to criticize, right? That seems to be a fun thing for people, is let's criticize PPI wherever we can. But nobody actually wants to, it seems like nobody actually wants to participate to make PPI better, and that makes things very difficult. Like even when the membership meetings were happening regularly, like the last couple of membership meetings before this little hiatus, it was like, what, 3 people showed up? I don't know, that killed my motivation a little bit. And I mean, it's discouraging. It's for everybody, right? When we want people to get involved, but people don't want to actually put the work in, and that makes it harder for us. That is hard on us, because how are we supposed to be motivated and inspired to do shit on our end that people expect of us when nobody else wants to participate and they only want to criticize anyway? I don't know. I'm rambling at this point. I'm sorry. It's something that really hits home, and I think all of us probably feel pretty strongly about it at this point. Anything else on that? The task list, I mean. No? Okay. Well, let's move on then. So we're back to IT stuff.
Yeah, well, I brought it in. Well, the first part of Redmine, but we know about that, so that's finalized. Just for a reminder, we do have a dashboard on the wiki. You might have a look at it. We need to fill it in parts, to be honest, even for the ones we do not have access to, etc. But that's a task being given. Just saying, and I believe almost all the stuff being handled by Agitechnik or Agitechnik is covered by it, but the rest we really need to fill it in, so we know about the complete overview. Just start telling. The next part is the implementation of the GDPR according to Swiss law. We do fall under Swiss law. That so far that's clarified. I know the servers are secure in a way, but I know there needs to be some procedures to be done in the future, or how to write written down, so to say, just in case. But I'm not the one being able to do it. But as I do not know the current Swiss law on GDPR. Well, German law would be a bit different, though the main basic is the same law, but as for more information, I believe it would be up to Bastian to elaborate.
Yeah, the main thing is that the Swiss law says that they are accepting the GDPR rules of European Union. So that makes it easy. There is not a specialized Swiss law which overrules the GDPR, as I know. I'm in touch with Stefan Töni about that, and he agreed that we use the GDPR's rules. But for the GDPR rules, we have to do a lot of documentation, and that we have to do since yesterday. And I think I can give you some templates for that, and we have to find out what we are doing and how our procedures we have to documentate. So, but we have to do that. That's was my aim, that we discuss it in short today. That you are warned about that, because GDPR includes a lot of money for if you get a problem with the GDPRs, and we should use our money for better things. Let's discuss that in a small group later, maybe next week, with the treasurer and the general secretary, and then we fulfill out the plan that we have fixed at the end of this month. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Bastian.
I don't think that will be possible. Keith, do you go with it?
It's fine by me. Just let me know when's best.
Yeah, we'll find time and date.
Probably the best thing is just to work by email. So Bastian said he'd look up some templates. I can look up some as well if you need help. But and we'll work from that.
Yeah, my problem is the templates I get or I got is not very in very English. It's just a translation and so on, and we have to fix it, I think.
How about that can be helped out?
Yeah, that was my aim. Let's talk next week about that, but we have to keep in touch.
Yeah, and for bad luck, Keith, you're not going via Germany over the next weekend, as we're having our General Assembly. No problem. Okay, I believe we'll find a time and date. Who's going to lead on it, Bastian? Or you'd like to be the one, pushing us a bit? Would that be an idea?
I didn't catch you. What did you say?
Oh, you'd might take the lead for the invitation for it to push us.
Okay, yeah. And another thing we can discuss with that. As you know, we have a website, and we have to push a website. It's very complicated for me if we have no content. And I give you a chart from this month. We're going to we lost a lot of clicks, and we got it back because I'm working very hard for that. It's a problem that we do not produce content for our website. I will ask you for do something. It's we should change the theme anyway, but please do something for the website. It's a lot of work that you get more than 200 clicks. We're back to 1,400 clicks a day. That's about 30,000 clicks a month. It's quite good, but we have to pay attention. That's for the website as the sidekick.
Yeah, direct answer. As if this has been an upcoming object over the last board meetings again and again and again. So I believe, knowing that Bailey is back on work at the moment, maybe she might take the lead, push us, and well, even really push us to deliver content for the webpage, and the rest of the parties delivering content as well, as we've discussed before, having even positive events from wherever, even the 2.1 ever whatever in Slovenia from the last week, and plus a little report that just will help us all.
I will do my best. Sorry, go ahead, Bastian.
Sorry about that. The graphic is to not the right resolution for that wiki chat room, but maybe you can see it, and you see that going down in the middle of May, and I work very hard that we're back to about 1,500 clicks a day. So, but we need the assistance of the board or some editors that we get content to that web page.
Yeah, I believe we all got the message. And I know we're all trying to work on it. Well, the board did its best so far as I've noticed, but we're still asking our members to help us out with content as well, and I believe that email hasn't been sent, and even the site channels for it haven't been used by now. Excuse us, Bastian. And well, maybe we'll top the 1,500 for much better views.
Yeah, it's not just the main page. It's the guys who are looking on our website are looking on the other page too, and that's the best news I can give you. Should I go forward? Shall I go forward for that?
Or shall I give an introduction?
Yeah, give an introduction and I comment that later.
Bailey, may I?
Of course.
Okay. We know Architecture had been asked to do some stuff in last year on, well, a simple, well, not a real decision, well, an almost decision, so to say, to doing stuff to do stuff on behalf of us. So they did set up our website, changed servers, etc. Did a lot of things, and as I've written down, it took a while to really finalize it. The main part of it was just even servers do cost. That's a problem we haven't really discussed that time, as we have been, so to say, in a situation we had to act for. Now we're going forward, and it took a while. Some pre-discussions haven't, well, not been done, but we should have done it, but that, I believe, is my fault. The servers do cost some money, which is about €100 a month plus €5 for additional IP addresses. That's real cost, being just there. We do have additional maintenance costs, which needs to be in some contract be given, because Architecture does nothing without a liability insurance. So that needs to be mentioned in some, so to say, contract. And we need to go forward to have PPI, well, at the moment, Architecture or AG Technic doing the stuff, doing with the contract, needing to having the draft, finalizing it, etc. Plus, in the last end, or even covering the costs. At the moment, we can cover the costs, as to my knowledge, but that will just secure our given money. Well, and most of it's in the text, and for the rest of it, I believe Bastian might give additional information if needed.
Okay, just to make it short, we have a very stabilized system. It's going to work automatically with a lot of tech bots. We have a system who can support it by other people too, which is yeah, not far away from technical stuff. We have a good ISP manager. We have a good server manager installed, and so on. And please note that we made that migration of that a lot of 30 systems with no downtime. It was important for me that we have no downtime. Maybe we have a short maintenance time, but we have not really a downtime for the migration period. And it's now we have all together. We have more taking stuff since before. You can see it in the dashboard. There's every system, every service noticed, and yeah, that's it. And I think we did it with a high risk because it is like it is. Something can go wrong, and something can go badly wrong. And I think we did it without a real problem. So next thing is we take about 3.5 months for that. Sorry about that. But it's done since January. And the decision was not made by me. This was a decision by the board members. Yeah. So this decision by the board members that we have an own server, and so we paid for that. We're not starving that we get not the money now, but we have to talk about it, and that's it. And that I want to implement the normal costs for maintenance. We will donate because we are very familiar with the PPI. And the rest you have to discuss, and that's it. And if you have broken links and so on, please, I will take it. I'm not the editor for the website. I'm not the editor for the wiki, but I can take it. If you report a broken link, it would be fine that you do that in between, and I will copy it, and I will fix it if I can fix it. So. But the rest, for the rest, you have to decide. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any comments, questions? Okay.
The only thing I can add on is that the real costs are just given. For example, like the server costs. I've seen the figures, and sorry, I can just say, well, they're just there.
All right.
Yeah, to comment that we will wait for that. You have to do your financial stuff. You have to collect your member
Yeah.
fees and so on. We are not starving, but we should point out that it's not every for free. Yeah?
Yeah, that's true. To be honest, I wrote down decision to be made by us. Agitechnik, IG Technik should take care of it, and a small contract between PPI and Agitechnik, AG Technik, and this to be done by the treasurer and AG Technik. I'd say let us give it a month to prepare something about it. Maybe you have some ideas as well. Well, me just seeing the figures, and you might have some further ideas about it.
Yeah, so this is something that we're gonna come back to in the very near future, because yeah, we do have to figure this out.
Bastian, hope you don't mind to have another month to have a final solution, and even
No problem.
and in prolonging our depth.
Yeah, no problem about that. But I won't stay in the rain in the future.
Yeah, that's for sure. Nobody needs to stand in the rain.
No, absolutely not. No. We gotta get this covered for you guys. Absolutely. You put a lot of work into this, and we need to hold up our end. So this is, like I said, we're gonna come back to this, and it will absolutely get resolved.
But further input, like any ideas, I'd like to have those as soon as possible, because I know Bastian and we are eager to have this fixed, because that needs to be ended, this situation.
Yes, absolutely.
And you have to notice that the GDPR is an order by the GDPR that we have a contract. Yeah, you have to contract your service provider. So it's a must. I cannot change that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Of course.
Just in case, knowing Bastian is German, Swiss law understands German. Just in case, if we don't keep, don't make it in English, would you accept a German contract on this one? I try to give the broadest explanation or translation as far as possible.
I think we can ask Stefan Turney. He is quite well in heuristic stuff. So we can put him together. We can ask him that we make it together to have a good contract for that.
Well, to be honest, him having been as a trustee on it would be a good idea as well. Well, Stefan Töning, he's chair of the Power Party of Switzerland as well. Would somebody object him having been a trustee and helping us out on the contract, even if it's written down in German?
Seconded.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Okay, so that was unanimous. Anything else on that?
Just a general question / comment. Do we have a budget, operating budget for 2018? If not, shouldn't we have one? Reason being, if we are deciding stuff like writing a contract with AG Technique, or deciding that we should run TT3 for next year, that we should have a physical GA, all of which means spending money. So shouldn't we have a budget? so we can make better decisions when it comes to spending money in the future?
Putting it simple, none yet decided upon.
That is the conversation that should probably happen, though.
I will try to make sure that we bring it up more formally for before the next meeting.
No problem with me.
Okay, sounds good.
That's also something that will need to be presented at the GA.
Yep, because that needs to be decided by the GA as to my knowledge.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Did you say that since the GA is in the fourth quarter this year, that we should wait to make a budget for 2018 until the fourth quarter?
No. You that's well, the wording you might have heard. We can decide on a preliminary anytime, but the main decision has to be made by the General Assembly, as to my knowledge. As for today's or this year budget, I believe the last General Assembly should have made the way for it, but we all didn't thought about it. I haven't thought about it.
Okay, well, we will need to have this conversation before the next GA because we do need to make these decisions.
Yep.
So we will need to create some kind of budget in the meantime so that we can make sure that the tech people get paid, and then we can continue that conversation at the GA. I understand that this is a GA thing, but we have to figure something out sooner than that.
Plus in addition, we now have some other team just being implemented today. That's about funding, etc. So even this might come into it for the future, especially for the upcoming GA, because we need to have some plan for the future, and hope you all just work on it as well.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we're on the same page. I'll work with you, Thomas, on the budget, just the preliminary budget for this year that we can work on now, and also the formal one.
Very much appreciated.
Okay, that sounds good, guys.
So I will take this moment and leave now. Thank you very much for everything, and I hope we hear each other again. It's quite a time.
Yeah, and thanks a lot for attending. And if you are eager to have the email address, please just contact Bastian.
Oh, I will. Thank you very much. Bastian, I will contact you.
Thanks a lot, Bjorn. It was great to meet you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Bye, everyone. Have a nice evening.
Okay, so all right, so that's resolved then, for now anyway, from what I understand. Keith and Thomas we're gonna have to, yeah, we will have a preliminary budget. There will be another more formal budget that will be approved at the GA, and Keith and Thomas are gonna kind of collaborate on this.
Definitely. And may I take over the next item?
Of course.
Okay, there are broken links on the webpage, that I know. Well, I know I was starting to work on it, starting with the German webpage, as there is, so to say, a one-to-one copy on it. Unfortunately, I've lost access to the German page for reasons I still do not know. So I know there have been some mishaps on it, especially to our member pages. I started to correct some of it. I haven't finished because Germany was in work the time I've lost access to it. And I know there are some new ones on it added, and thank you for adding it, Cone, because the moment whoever finds something which needs to be amended, I believe all we do have access to it. We just changed it, and I will take it my responsibility to change the ones I know, even if it means it might lead to nowhere, which means just a black entry.
All right.
If you guys want, I can look into this a little bit more.
Just go for it. Any help is appreciated.
Do you know anything about the Pirate Times? They had an API for this in the past.
Sorry, didn't get a word.
The Pirate Times used to have an API that had this same information.
Well, I believe there had been some personal issues, and it might take a while that the main operator might be really back online.
With the Pirate Times API, I really liked it actually. And the only thing I had problems was making the pull files that I bet that was Roque Andre, was it? Am I correct? Was running it, or maybe I've got my names wrong. But the pull file.
It was someone from Sweden. I don't have the name at hand at the moment. Sorry, but I know he went sick and haven't seen him since.
It's Cottrell, I think.
Names.
Yeah, by the way, guys, you know about that possibility that you can offer web space as a, let's say, virtual server for every Pirate instance entity who is asking for. It's just a click. So Pirate Party International is a real service provider in the future. And if Pirate Times have a problem with hosting and so on, we can take it over with a click.
Okay, so in simple, I believe if somebody shows up, we would need emails for name the country, Croatia Fantasy. That might work, and even hosting a web page for them.
Yeah, web space, web pages, whatever services we can provide it. That was the idea of the Pirate Party International in the past, and we have it now. And yeah, we can stress our server, but we have it now. You can offer it, or if you have a request, you can say yes, take it, ask for. We have the solution for that. That's that quite easy.
Thanks for the elaboration, because I believe some of us didn't have that had it in mind today. Us helping others, that's the way we need to be.
Yeah, and therefore we built a new system for that. That's what I am asking for. We built a new system for that idea, but everybody can ask us, and if we support that, we have the web space, we have the systems, and we have the instruments for that. It's quite easy.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, I probably my English is not good enough. What really are you saying? Can we run instances for national or regional pirate parties, act as an ISP? Is that what you're saying?
Yep, exactly.
It's my English, Ray. It's my English. You know about that. Yes, that's exactly what I said. We can offer services. We are ready for that. And that was my aim to implement that.
Okay, so then the question becomes, is there any way that can be written down in a product sheet so that we know what we can offer them?
That was GDPR discussion. Yes, in this item we will provide a product sheet if you so mind. But you can rent a virtual server within the PPI system, and that's what we can offer, and it costs nothing. really nothing. And I think it's a good offer which the Pirate Party International can do.
To be honest, it's covered with us paying the costs.
Yeah, it's covered by the costs we have, and you can pay. You can ask for payment, but it costs us nothing.
Yeah.
That's
Plus,
awesome.
yeah. Plus, in addition, as not me knowing, and I know like even Bastian, AG Technic needs volunteers, qualified volunteers, to even help us out in the future, because even teams need support. And as you all know, people just come and go, and we need some continuance on it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's really good to know that we have that ability now. So thank you to Bastian and the tech team for setting that up. So anything else on that?
Yeah, one only more important thing, that's the really any other business, as we've not come to do that yet.
Right. So we're ready to move on to that then. Okay. So any other business. So we have Think Twice 2019, grant procedure for Jerusalem, and approving comments on the website.
Yep, because well, we were opting for having a real Think Twice conference, a bigger one in 2019. Today I received the answer with the grant procedure for Jerusalem. Took a while. I haven't checked it yet. I believe we all need to check it in a way. So if we can just work on it, it will be very, very helpful, because it means there will be funding given by, so to say, Jerusalem attending. I believe I have the numbers in mind, 200, 300 people, something around it. That would be just great. It might be around Purim again. And just for info, as for the Think Twice conference, I also introduced a project and a sub-shop project in Redmine as well. So all the information can go in there in the future. So it's available for the board and whoever needs to be on the team.
Very cool.
One comment, Mayor.
Of course, go for it.
Yeah. Don't kidding me, but Jerusalem is in a very good position because they are responsible for the next European Song Contest. Yeah, don't kidding me. It would be a great opportunity to have a Think Twice conference in between that event.
Eurovision.
European Song Contest this is a big event in Europe and maybe in Australia and maybe in Israel.
We should have our own. We should have a pirate version of Eurovision.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people in Jerusalem and or in Israel, and I think it's a good idea if we have the Think Twice conference then. Because we get a lot of maybe gypsy people, whatever, colored people, whatever, rainbow people, whatever, and we can make an offer for them that we are there and we have a lot of things to promote for them.
Yeah, plus for the idea from, well, Belly, I believe. It would be a great idea, you and others, maybe from Canada, applying for Australia, participating at the for Australia at the European Song Contest. Because
Okay.
never mind, Australia is part of the Eurovision Song Contest.
Yeah, but it's an old it's something for the old or the gay whatever people, and it makes sense to use that event for our business.
Yeah, do we have a date for it by now?
Not really, but the contest had been in the last contest had to be in May, but or yeah, I think in May. So I think it would be in May too.
Okay, so should consider it in a way. And if it doesn't work out, well, there are always opportunities, I believe. But I know Purim would be great as well.
Okay, we can come back to this, our pirate Eurovision thing.
I'll just bring up because I have read that proposal and I'm a little bit skeptical that we need to bring at least 60 people from abroad who would be staying in hotels. So it is quite a commitment to get the grant. Now we would receive some funding to support people to come, but we would really need to do a lot of promotion to make this happen. So just something to think about. It is a lot of collaboration to make that possible.
Yeah, that's why I brought it up today, so we would know it from the very first day onwards.
We're going to need to have a lot more preparation
Yep.
to make this attractive.
Yeah, you need two things. You need money, and you need speakers. Quite well known. Yeah,
famous ones.
Maybe we can you can collect sponsors money, but the first thing is we need real famous speakers, and then we get money.
No disagreement on this.
But it's a sidekick for that meeting. I think it's other business, and we should discuss that maybe in the next meeting.
Yeah, but I deliberately put it on the rate under any other business because today it's just a piece of information.
It's such a weird. It's such a weird idea, you guys, but I love it.
We are just one thing. We're pirates.
Yep.
And pirates rules.
Yes, we do.
Does pirate end meetings sometimes?
No, this is a forever meeting. It's never going to end.
Maybe, I put it at probing comments in the website in the pad. Just in short, there are comments which are saying about a lot of weeks in the web page. To be approved. So I'm not sure that I'm allowed to approve a comment. I will do that. With my best knowing about that, but I won't do it within our permission.
Yeah, it seems we get a lot of spam comments, don't we?
No. Spam comments are filtered. We get real comments, and real comments should be approved. And maybe as a real comment, but it's not a comment we want to approve.
Right.
But I have no permission. I have no permission to decide it.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Okay. So if we're getting real comments on the website, yeah, we really need to pay attention to those. I saw a lot of spam comments previously, but if those are being filtered now, then yeah, real comments need to be paid attention to. So that's a thing we will have to pay more attention to. How do you guys want to go about that? Like, I mean, I personally don't have a problem with Bastion approving comments and stuff, but I like if that's something that like you guys feel like we should be deciding. I don't know. Like, what are your thoughts?
Being honest, I do trust even also Bastian to see if a comment is valid or not. Knowing him being on the power parties for years now, and knowing what might show up. Even when we have one last one being showing up, that is from the 6th of June, May. One I was still eager to put into trash because in a way I consider it trash, but on the other way it's also positive, and on that it might be helpful even if the board might just help out as well. So Bastian trusting on the most stuff, no problem at all. But there is stuff maybe like this one where some from the board might step in and say, there might be an answer given somehow, even if the comment is not publicized.
Sorry,
Yeah.
That's really my problem. Yes, you can do that by yourself, but then you have to visit the web page, and then you have the same problem as me.
So if I can interject 1 second, I did read this recent. There's one unresolved comment that is there from about a month ago, and I purposely did not approve it because a person asked us for information and gave his personal address, which needed to be public. We should email that person back and say, give them our wiki address or something. I'll do that now. But in that one specific case, I didn't approve it for that reason. If you want, I can keep going over the comments and see if there's updates and add. But I mean, in general, I haven't seen too much.
Yeah, no problem. But my question had been, I believe we all do have access in a way. I believe first coming in should serve, or let it being unsolved, or maybe we have some side channel to say, well, I do have a problem with that comment. Just telling others, I'm not eager to answer it because.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's going to, like, there's a lot of things to think about here. I mean, there's what Keith brought up with people sharing personal information. There's obviously lots of reasons not to approve comments where people are sharing their addresses and stuff. There's also the issue of abuse, like is somebody commenting and just saying really shitty stuff to us? Like, do we want to approve those comments? So I mean, there's a lot to think about here. I think that it's fair that, we do trust Bastion to approve them, not approve them, but we should also, we also need to pay attention as well to what's being said.
Yeah, you can remove on every comment, you can remove the IP, the web page which is offered to us, and even the email data, which it should do. But it's a pity that the comment will cry every day for approval. And maybe I can send you the comment or the necessity that you have to approve a comment via the email system. But it's a duty to do that, and it's just a question how we should go with that, and that's all. You can do it by yourself. It's no problem. But it's not a good way that the comment is crying every day for approval.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Anything else, you guys? No, we're good. We're good.
I move that we formally end the meeting. Thank you.
All right, who wants to end the meeting? Ray does. You guys feeling it?
Just go for it, because I believe we're at the very end of the agenda.
Yes, we are. All right. So we're gonna end this meeting now. Thank you all for being here. It was really good to connect with all of you guys. I feel like it's been forever, so it was really good to be here with all of you. So thank you for that. Our next meeting will be on Sunday, June 17th at 8 o'clock Central European summertime. So that's in the morning in Europe. And
the midnight of the other part of the world. Is it a good idea to have it at 6 o'clock UTC? For Brazilian and for Canada, I don't know.
Well, I mean, the thing is, we've been doing, since this board, since 2016, we've been rotating the times, right? Just because if it's, I don't know, to make so that everybody has to be at a meeting at a fucked up time, we, taking turns with that. Like, this meeting is a good time for me, but it's also really late in other places, getting pretty late in Europe, for example. But other times it's great for you guys, but it's a shitty time for me and for other people in my part of the world. But Yeah, I mean, I don't mind. I don't mind the time for the next meeting. I don't think it should be. I mean, usually I'm there at 2 a.m. meetings, so it's all good. I mean, we can, I think at the, you know, if we want to switch meeting times and stuff, like I think that we can totally have that conversation. Maybe that's a GA conversation if we want to switch the meeting times. I don't know.
I believe it's up to us to decide because, to be honest, I'm no longer eager to have meetings on Sunday mornings, which is a weekend. I don't
Oh, I
mind having
know. I know.
I don't mind having those meeting at 21 in the evening on Sundays, but I know others will suffer. So the only thing we should think about is getting the weekends out of the meetings in the future.
Oh, I feel you on that. I fucking hate 8 a.m. for a meeting. Fuck mornings.
So,
Um,
so next meeting we should put it on the agenda. Decide on a new turn of meetings.
yeah, okay. This is a conversation we'll have, not today, because I think we've been in this meeting long enough. But yeah, we will have this conversation. We will try and find better meeting times. Yeah, anyway, meeting adjourned. Thank you all. Have a wonderful day.
See you, everyone. Have a good day. I'm gonna jump outside for a quick smoke.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye bye. And even while using this version of Etherpad, we could just save the specific version at the end of the meeting.
I'll paste it to the wiki.
Oh, thanks.
And I responded to that guy who wrote a comment this last, but that email is invalid. So God knows who it is. But whoever puts the personal address on a thing, if it's true, is kind of suspicious.
Yep, definitely. Sorry, the same ideas on my side. And I've seen the comment as well. And to be honest, thanks. Oh, for most have gone. I just wanted to say thank you for Bad to Belly. So Keith, just for clarification, I thought you would send out the invoices to Switzerland and France.
I did, but I didn't get a response, so I think we should do a reminder on it.
Okay, well, I had asked our assistants if there had been some payment, as I have received no comment. And I believe you've seen my previous email telling them if I'm not available, you are the one them telling to do stuff.
Yeah, I
Right?
know. Let's just sort this out. We'll do a formal letter, but I'll start another email and you just forward it to them, okay?
No, well, I just did my stuff. I've got to do for. Sorry. I haven't contacted Switzerland nor France by now, but I believe I really need to have some talk with our, so to say, financial team. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to have that all available on Redmine, because all the figures are just fit, but they're just in it, and they are not lost in some email.
Anyway, you and I actually should have a little working group where we do a bunch of finance stuff, including the affiliation fees, which we are overdue on.
Well, I do know I have been working on it. The one thing I need, you telling me how to amend some of the documents you've provided. because sorry, I'm a bit behind word stuff. Just telling you, I've grew up with word 2.0, etc., etc., etc. And I know a lot of stuff about the modern stuff, but I'm not into all of it for reasons why, because I just don't need it.
I can convert the documents into open office, whatever.
Just let him word. I do have a word on my computer. No problem. I'm not able to amount some minor issues on it. And that thing we just need to clarify, but that I believe that's not a thing for tonight.
All right. Well, anyway, whenever you want to work on, it, just let me know and we'll talk about it.
Well, and just to let you know, as I've lost a Sunday for reasons I don't like to remember. I'm still preparing the draft, the script for the General Assembly and the call for candidates next weekend, which is my main task. So, and I'm one of those chairing the meeting. I won't be very much available over this week. As I know, leading such a General Assembly is a bit different than some, meeting 20 people.
Yeah. I'm gonna go see the Pirates of Wisconsin this weekend.
Which is very good. And I'm part of them helping out the UN, so I've seen.
Yeah. So we got in touch, and I said I'm in the neighborhood, so I'm gonna go drop by.
Yeah, I believe we need all the US people getting on board in a way. They don't need to be member. They just need to be in the sphere, so to say. Giving us response, etc., because I believe we all need even the inside information from the mid states to see what's really going on in the world.
I'm following Wisconsin on Twitter.
Yeah, who isn't? All right, so but I better fetch me some cigarette because I'm out of it right now. Just be back.
I might as well. You guys also saw the Japanese stuff. If you guys have any input into that as well, I'm gonna be meeting with them soon. Anyway, guys, I'm out as well. Okay, so you guys have a good night. Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.